everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
And I'm Melody.
And we're smarter than Einstein. No, that's probably not true. Einstein was a brilliant man. I said probably not true. Let me rephrase that. Most certainly not true. Maybe Melody is, but I'm not. No. So Einstein here, this is a game from Artana Games. Artana tends to make very historically themed games. So this one, you're playing a version of Einstein at some point in his life, but you're essentially just matching tiles on the table. You're going to be taking little tiles. This makes me think of, you know, when I was a kid, taking the different shapes and putting them together and trying to make something. It's like a puzzle type thing.
It reminds me of kindergarten. Those little shapes that they had, and you just put them together.
Yes, but I don't know that this game is like kindergarten.
No.
You're just trying to match things and get the little patterns. Anyway, here, I'll just show you. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to pick one of the different Einsteins: young Einstein, prime Einstein, globe-trotting Einstein, and wise Einstein. It will tell you a little bit about Einstein in that point of life, but basically it's a chance to get a certain color. So here you have gray, a deck of cards with different ideas, and you know, each one will tell you a little bit about Einstein's life and some of the people who Einstein worked with or different things that happened to Einstein. Some history on these cards. Players are also going to be getting a whole pile of tiles in their color. This is a mix of the different tiles in the different colors. They're in different shapes which match different things. So, for example, this stands for physics. This symbol here is mathematics. The diamond is chemistry. And the thin one here is philosophy. So, on a player's turn, what they're going to be doing is you're going to have a handful of cards, and you're going to be trying to make these shapes on the table. If you make these shapes on the table, you're going to be getting a certain number of points for the end of the game. 3, 5, or 5 points for getting these done. So the first player is simply going to place 2 tiles on the board. And so let's say I'm the first player, so I put this tile out, and then I put, I'll put this tile out. Now, when you're placing tiles on the board, you have to connect them to each other, and you have to connect the number of lines. Like, see, this is not legitimate, but this has a single line, so that's fine. They're going to have a single or a double line. And so as people place more tiles on the board, you'll be able to do things like, you know, see, for example here, I'll slide this thing in. Now, it's even possible when you put them here, like this one here, can I slide this piece in? I can, because it matches one side. It doesn't have to match both of the sides. So this green piece here matches this one. It does not match the gray one. That is still legitimate. And again, you're trying to do something to get your tiles together. So, like, I want a diamond that has that shape and that, and I'm moving this around to see what I have. Nope, I don't have it yet. But if I do get it on my turn, I'll play this card. So let's say, for example, I do get this. So let's make this shape happen. So this is a diamond. So let's say I'm the green player. So I play this here, and I put the last piece in. You have to actually make it happen on your turn. You can't. No. Nope, I can't do that one either because it has to use both sides of something. So let's pretend this one is here. And then I did it like this. There we go. Okay, great. So I finished this on my turn. Pretend I'm the green player. So I show that it's done. Yep, it matches. Okay, so then I get this card, which is worth 3 points. But green is going to get 2 of these yellow stars, a point for each piece of theirs I used. So whenever you finish something, you're going to get the points for the card, but each other player is going to get a point for each shape of theirs that you use. That's why the first player, who can only put 2 shapes in the middle of the table on their turn, you put 2 shapes on your turn. They're not going to be able to finish anything, but other people will likely use them to get shapes. So if you're not sure where to put things, you might just do shapes. There's also some big ideas. These are cards here that anybody can do on their turn. These aren't particular shapes. Like this one here, have 5 or more of your ideas together. Complete an inspiration using both ideas that you played this turn. So that I could actually take this one because I just did that. Or connect 4 more mathematic tiles together. Whenever you accomplish these, you'll take it and you'll put another card out to take its place. When this pile is depleted, the game is over. When anyone's particular pile of their own cards are depleted, then the game will be over. Or if someone is down to only 2 types of tiles left. So let's say I only have these and diamonds left, then the game will also end. You will get a point for every star that you've collected over the course of the game, and you will also get points for each card that you've done. Most points is the winner. So the whole thing here, the whole board looks like a tesseract, you know, all these different shapes here. And what's really cool is that each shape has very different chalk drawings on them. So the whole thing looks really good when it's come together. These are nice sized tiles. One side shows you what shape it is, like, you know, for example, when it comes to collecting 4 of your ideas together, whatever, it just kind of gives you, you know, that benefit. And then the other side just has that artwork. So those are good. The stars, the wooden stars, are great. Although if you're playing a 4-player game, there's a chance you will run out of them. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't include enough stars for people in the game, because especially if you're using a lot of other people's ideas. The cards themselves, the artwork on them is a little cartoony, but it's not really a cartoony or silly game. They're actually talking about real things that happen here, and I like that. This is just, it talks about an actual idea. You know, I don't think this matters, you know, the shape of it, historically wise, and then they tell you different things that happened through Einstein's life. It is kind of weird thematically to be playing old Frankenstein versus young Frankenstein, but, I mean, Einstein, not Frankenstein, young Einstein versus, and these look like chalkboards. The cards are good quality, linen finish. It's a pretty good setup. Everything looks great, and when you're finished, the finished product is a pretty spectacular looking thing. All right, so that's pretty simple. Like I said, it's just you're putting these together. And I think that's kind of the basis of the game. It's just putting things down. Did you ever feel like it was a really hard game to do?
No.
You have these cards in your hand and you're trying to figure out how to do them, and sometimes it's hard and you can start building a shape and maybe someone else will block you. Did you feel like there was a lot of people going after each other?
No, mainly because they don't really know what you're gonna do. So if they do block you, it's usually on accident.
Right, but it's an accidental blocking that happens, and I think probably the most interesting thing that happens when it comes to placing with other people is not blocking, but like I'm putting things out hoping that you use them in your ideas, because then I get stars. So it's kind of cooperative, except I want to win.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to ignore those big ideas. You can get a lot of points from those. I mean, and when you complete these big ideas, let me see, they're like 5, 5, 4, 4, 4. Yeah, they're like 4 or 5 points, all of them. When you complete these, you don't give stars to anybody else. So pulling these off, collect 4 more physics ideas together. It's almost like a race. When you see that one out there, you definitely want to get it done. What did you think about how the game looked?
I thought it looked pretty cool. I liked the chalkboard look on the tiles, because it did look like you're putting ideas together.
Only on tiles. In real life, chalkboards are an abomination. But yes.
Whiteboards.
Electronic whiteboards. But
yeah,
yes.
but not everyone has those.
Not yet.
But I like the look, and I like how it was like a puzzle type thing.
Did you like read the cards and learn about Einstein while you were playing?
I was kind of more focused on trying to see how to put like my puzzle out and see where people were putting their things to actually read the card.
The theme is a bit tenuous, right? It's not really there. I mean, it's kind of, Einstein came up with ideas, and there's theme on the cards, and that's good. I'm not opposed to it, but you're really just matching tiles. How strategic is the game?
It depends on what tiles are out on your turn. Like, I guess you can plan for like the bigger ideas, like put tiles in certain places so that when it's your turn again, you can go boom, there, I got that big idea thing.
Yeah.
Like I think there's one you have to do like 2 cards at the same time or something.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's harder to pull off. I would say the game's more tactical than strategic. You're kind of like saying, especially in a 4-player game.
Yes.
In a 2-player game, back and forth, you have more options. But in a 4-player game, you're kind of going, let's just see how the board looks like on my turn. And you're like, oh, look, I can finish a card. Or sometimes you're like, I can't. So,
or near like the end of the game, you're like, oh, this card's already completed, but I can't do it because...
Well, sometimes you can't do a card because you're like, oh, yeah, I'll do this. Oh, wait.
I don't have that piece.
I don't have that shape anymore. So be careful about using up all your shapes of one type. You definitely want to throw out a big variety, because later on you might need a diamond, and if you don't have one, well, you'll never accomplish that card. What? Who? So, anyhow.
And don't ignore the big idea card like you said earlier, because those do help.
Yeah, okay, well now I'm going to point the thumb back in this direction. Okay. What'd you think?
I did that.
I'm the big idea. No, not ignore anything. There's no. What's your final opinion?
I thought it was like really simple and easy, and also like a bit fun. So, yeah.
Rating?
Probably a 6.5.
That is exactly what I was going to give it, a 6.5. Really, it's just a nice, casual, simple, fun thing. I really like how it looks.
Yes.
I really like it, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it as they're just playing these out, and you're rotating your cards, trying to figure out if you've done it. The shapes are cool. They're not just squares and rectangles and stuff like that. They're diamond. Well, they're all some sort of quadrilateral, and they just fit together in cool ways. And the placement rules aren't that hard. Match one side, and you're okay.
Yep.
That's easy enough. So yeah, I like it too. That is Einstein. I'm Tom Einstein.
My Melody.
And we're Double Trouble.
Boom. Okay.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.